Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing? That's a lie. It's not even the afternoon. We're about 3 seconds in. I've already lied to my audience. Now, if we think about it, football, it's all right, isn't it? There's been some decent times. And to be fair, there's been some mad moments over the course of this last decade. Who could forget Leicester winning the Premier League for the first time? Liverpool coming back from 3-0 down to win 4-3 in the semi-finals of the Champions League. And what about Martin Tyler probably having a stroke whilst commentating the Aguero moment in the Premier League title race? But we're not about that. That's not what this channel is about. We don't bun this positivity stuff. So instead, we're compiling I've hit my microphone. So instead, we're compiling some sort of list of like stupid things that have happened in football in the last 10 years. I put it to you lot on Twitter to give me your favourite moments of those past 10 years. And if you want to be involved in videos like this in the future, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you see stuff like that. And whilst you're at it, like you can you can subscribe to the channel. I don't ask for a lot, okay? This is my final transformation, my ascendancy into a regular Reddit YouTuber. Right, listen, let's get into this, shall we? What we got first of all? Hazard getting sent off for kicking that ball boy. We're gonna start off this video with child abuse. Alright, that's fine, but don't expect to see me back for a little while. Honestly, man, elite Premier League era, times were way better back then. You had Prime Michu, Adel Taarabt, footballers abusing children. Like, what more could you possibly ask for? Hi, Rio, do you want picking up in the morning, pal? How was that this decade? That genuinely feels like 20 years ago. Wayne Rooney makes me laugh. Like, it's like he's still in Key Stage 2. Everything he does is as still as if he's 13. He just hasn't grown up. I don't know, to be honest, I don't even know whether he did pick up Rio in the end. All I can say is I hope it wasn't in this car. How old was Wayne Rooney when he tweeted that? So we're looking a solid 8 years ago, right? 8 years ago, Wayne Rooney was 26 years old and he was still incapable of using Twitter correctly. My good friend Rich Lee sent this clip of Ashley Young being very unfortunate in a game v Swansea. I saw a video that he did with someone. I mean, that's very vague. Niran, come on, do your research. I saw that he'd done a video with someone basically explaining that there's some whole optical illusion that in actuality it was something falling out of the sky and then he got some spit in his mouth that made it look like a bird had... It's not true. He's talking shit. Do you get it? Because talking your mouth and then there's shit. Torres rounding the keeper and missing. Karius. Yeah, listen, you don't have to, please don't remind me of... I think Jermaine Pennant being on Jeremy Kyle is probably my favourite out of that list though. Right, so I've just tried YouTubing Jermaine Pennant being on the Jeremy Kyle show and instead I've got a video of him saying that he blames his mum for cheating on his wife. I just don't understand the correlation. How? That's a bit dodgy. This is Neymar-esque stuff here. Sunderland thinking they would make a Netflix documentary about returning to the Premier League and instead getting relegated to League One. Sunderland till I die. It could have just been named Sunderland Die, really, couldn't it? Bamba Vs Neil, Warnock, Cardiff versus Ipswich at Portman Road, December 2016. This is very specific and I don't actually know what he's even talking about. Kieran, I don't think I can even have your in the video at risk of demonetization. I'm gonna Google it anyway. Right, so, but this isn't really what this video was meant to be, but here we are. All right, so he's been fouled. Why did he push over the medical staff? And now he's just fighting everyone. The physio is like, big man, why have you just pushed me over? I was trying to give you medical attention. Oh, he actually pushes the manager. Mental. I mean, listen, Bamba is a big man, all right? I'm not being, but I would not. If I'm pushing Neil Warnock, I'm dying that evening. Adriano making a deal with Dunga, the Brazilian national team coach at the time, that if he didn't get in trouble during the months before the 2010 World Cup, he'd be capped and selected. And then a few weeks afterwards, he was pictured holding an AK-47. Phenomenal. Okay, great. So he probably could have tried a little bit harder under the circumstances. Mick McCarthy being sensual. I mean, he's a silver fox, isn't he? I would let him. Gerrard slipping. I mean, that was always going to come up at some point, wasn't it? I'm surprised it's taken this long, really. The thing that hurts the most is it's Gerrard. I wouldn't have cared at all if it was like Yossi Benayoun or something. something, but well, I would have, that's a lie. Everyone always talks about how Liverpool never let anything go, but then everyone's been talking about the Gerrard slip for 7 years, so I'm definitely not salty about it, lads. Don't worry, I've moved past that as a person now. Germany 7, Brazil 1 at the World Cup. Wasn't that actually at the Brazilian World Cup as well? Oh my god. Political exile. If I'm the Brazilian president, I've paid big money to have the World Cup in my country, and my own players are getting slapped up in the backyards of the favelas. None of them are coming back. They're not Brazilian anymore. I don't know why anyone was surprised about the result, given David Luiz was in the defense of the losing team, but okay. Gerrard scoring in the FA Cup was not this decade. Where Are You by Delia Smith definitely wasn't in this decade. You're not getting the grasp of this game. But to be fair, I mean, that was iconic. I'll probably just put that in the video anyway.
Where are you? Let's be having you!
Listen, I feel bad because I'm pretty sure Lukaku actually injured himself in this clip. I don't understand how he can be a professional footballer sometimes and yet have the first touch of a man who's playing football with Doc Martens on. The referee sending off Kieran Gibbs instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain. I don't even know if it's that way round because it's confusing for me as well. No, I think he was meant to send off Kieran Gibbs, wasn't he? And then sent off I don't even know, man. Disgraceful racism from everyone involved. Are you trying to say we all look the same?
You're the Barclays man of the match. Emmanuel, you going to do the honours?
No, I'm not going to give it to him. I'll keep it for myself.
Oh, yeah. Gerrard slipping again. Good, yeah. Listen, lads, you're testing my patience here. The streets won't forget. To be fair, the more concerning thing about this is there was a time where Watford were beating us 3-0. An all-time classic moment from the 2018 World Cup here as well. Michy Batshuayi, the ball strikes back. Everyone thinks Louis van Gaal was trying to, like, protest the player going down or something in this clip. Actually, it's a mating cry towards Mike Dean because, you know, I mean, who wouldn't fancy Mike Dean's beautifully balding head? The Iranian front flip throw-in, that... It's the fact that he kisses the ball beforehand, like, yes, this is my moment. I'm gonna change history forever. And he's like, nah, actually, no. Serious misjudgments were made. Got Phil Jones taking a corner. Why? I don't know who, it was probably David Moyes here, or wasn't it? He was doomed from the start if he's putting Phil Jones on corners. I don't understand how a man can look so terrified, concerned, constipated at the same time, fam. Even when he's heading the ball. Phil Jones suffers friction burn on his forehead after face-planting ground against Reading. An interesting reason to be out of training, not gonna lie. I definitely think there should be some kind of worst transfers segment of this video. Straight off the bat, there's Paul Konchesky at Liverpool. Why? Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United. Skilacci at Arsenal. Bebe signed for Manchester United this decade. And who could forget Kim Kallstrom signing for Arsenal with a broken back? How do you pass a medical with a broken back? Yeah, no, it's all right. So basically, yeah, I reckon he's fit enough to start. One minor issue, his spine is snapped in 7 different places and it's sticking out the back of his body. But apart from that, I reckon he's good to go. Neil Warnock looking like a disappointed dad. Yeah, honestly, we need Neil Warnock back in the Premier League again. Not edited at all, lads. Don't worry about it. Fellaini slicing the ball into next Tuesday and slapping a Marshall by the side of the pitch is one of my favourite moments of the decade for sure. Newcastle fan squaring up to a horse. Just, what is wrong with this country? We couldn't do this video without some housery from Jamie Vardy, I can't lie. Wayne Shaw eating a sandwich during a game against Arsenal. Yep, I mean, that's up there. I don't know how he managed to spark some kind of MI5 level scandal with betting afterwards, but we can move past that. But arguably the best love story of the decade was Victor Wanyama and his spaghetti. I had spaghetti and it was very nice. I enjoyed it. Ah, man, vintage Victor. I've not seen it on this thread, but one of my personal favorites from, like, Twitter over the last decade has got to be Frimpong complaining about not being able to pull girls anymore because he's left Arsenal and signed for Barnsley. Priorities, Emmanuel, I rate it. And then finally, there's Arsenal being slapped up 8-2 by Manchester United in an actual game of football. That genuinely happened, and it's still probably a better situation than they're in now. But lads, I think that is gonna wrap it up. Those are my personal favorite moments of the decade from football. Let me know any down in the comment section if you feel that I missed. If you enjoyed this one though, slap a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. Slightly different video this one, so let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below, trying to experiment a little bit. You can also follow me on social media though. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Isn't it me?